Hey guys, I'm Sneha and you are watching my channel Book Junction. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to recommend you some really impactful books. These books have impacted my life in various different ways, and I've included both fiction and non-fiction books. So it doesn't matter if you are a fiction lover or a non-fiction lover, you will find both of them in this list. And yeah, I feel like you will definitely find a book that will help you. So this video is kind of personal because I'm going to talk a lot about how these books have impacted my life and what are the changes that I've found in my life after reading these books. So yeah, if you are interested in knowing, then definitely watch this video till the end. And if you like what you see so far, then definitely consider subscribing. The first book that I want to talk about is For One More Day by Mitch Albom. So this book is about this man who has hit rock bottom. His family is not close to him and he has not been invited to his own daughter's wedding, and he has lost everything to alcohol and drugs. So his life is pretty much miserable right now, and he realized that he has lost so much in his life, and that's when an accident happens and he just suddenly comes across his mother who has died like a long time back, and he gets this time to spend with his mother, and that's when he gets to know his mother's perspective on so many things and how he never stood up for his mother, but his mother always stood up for him, like right from the childhood. And when I was reading all those things, trust me, I had tears. This book will make you understand how many times your parents stand up for you, how many times they save you, protect you, but a lot of times we don't do the same for them because, you know, we just don't have that kind of wisdom, because we know that we have a lot of time to prove ourselves. But sometimes life is small, we lose people, and we never get the opportunity to show them how much we love them when they are with us. So that is something that this book taught me, and it taught me so many other things. So I would say that this book was an incredible read. I feel like if you loved the book Tuesdays with Morrie, you should definitely read this book because this one is absolutely heartwarming. My next recommendation is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Now I feel like this is one of the most exquisite books I have ever read. When I say exquisite, I mean the writing style. The writing is so beautiful, the way the author has like carved all those sentences. It's just such a beautiful feeling to read this book, and I think the writing impacted me in a way that I wanted to write like this. I remember there was this reference of lilacs in this book, and that just stayed with me. It has still stayed with me, and whenever I think about writing beautifully, I always think about this book. Before reading this book, for me, writing was just telling the story. But after reading this book, I realized that writing is also about how you make it personal, how you create your own style, and how beautiful you can make those sentences. So yeah, when it comes to creative writing, this book has definitely impacted me a lot, and I highly recommend it. My next recommendation is Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramhansa Yogananda ji. Now this book has definitely impacted my life for the better. And I would say that I used to be a very anxious person before reading this book. After reading this book, I would say it brought a kind of contentment in my life that is very difficult to explain or describe. This book made me realize that to experience divinity, to experience exquisite moments, to gather amazing experiences, you don't have to travel to the mountains, you don't have to travel to beautiful places. Everything is in our mind, and if we can focus that energy somewhere productive or positive or aesthetic, then we can create that life around us wherever we are. Since we are on the lines of spirituality, let me talk about another book that impacted me spiritually. So the book is The 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak. Now this book is gorgeous. physically, of course, the cover is gorgeous, but the book in itself is a masterpiece. It's a piece of art and the writing is so beautiful. I'm sure that you guys must have read some of the quotes by Rumi somewhere on internet, maybe on Facebook or Instagram. But when we read those quotes by Rumi, a lot of times we misinterpret them, or maybe we just simplify them too much. We think that love is just romantic love, whereas that love is actually divine love, and it's very different. Of course, it incorporates romantic love as well, but that love is like a bigger umbrella, and under that umbrella comes the romantic love as well. So we are not able to truly understand what that love means and what that quotation means, but after you read this book, I guess you will be able to actually understand what Rumi meant by those quotations. That is why it's so important. I remember I read some of Rumi's quotations and I was not impressed because I simplified those quotations so much, but after reading this book, when I read those quotes again, they made sense and I could just connect with those spiritually. Now let's talk about two non-fiction books that have impacted my life a lot. I'm going to talk about these two books together. So the first one is Deep Work by Cal Newport, and the next one is Grit by Angela Duckworth. Along with these two books, I also want to mention the book 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma. I know a lot of people don't like that book because of the storyline of that book, but that book is not about that storyline. That book is not about just waking up at 5 AM. That book is about understanding that you are born for great things. So these three books, actually, Grit, Deep Work and 5 AM Club, I read these books one after the other, and that's why they impacted me in a very great way. If you are going through a phase of self-doubt, and if you think that you are mediocre and that your life is going to be mediocre, but you want great things, then you need to read that book, because that book will reinstate this thought process that you are actually great and you are born for great things. So this thinking that great things happen to great people is not really true. Great things happen to those people who believe that they are meant for great things. So first, it's important to work on that. After that, these two books, Deep Work and Grit, comes handy. So Deep Work, as the name suggests, is all about working on something, maybe a project or anything, with your full concentration. So Deep Work is all about the absence of any kind of distractions. It is the time when you just focus all your energy and concentration on your work, and that work is going to be your best work. And here the author also introduced us to the concept of flow. I'm reading the book Flow, by the way, but the way this book explained flow, so flow is a state of mind where you're so focused in your work that you don't remember how much time has passed. You just don't remember anything because you're so focused on it. So it's like meditation. You have no idea about the world around you because you're just so much absorbed in your work, and that is a state when you are actually happy. So I love that concept and it really impacted me. And then I read Grit, which is all about being determined and persevering in life. So of course there was a time in my life as well when I just wanted to give up on YouTube because it was just not working out for me, as I already shared in my previous video where I talked about my YouTube journey. So Grit helped me a lot during that time. This book helped me a lot to keep going, because in this book you will find real data and real examples where people were so gritty that things did work out for them. So these three books I recommend in a combination. So the combination of these three books, the 5 AM Club, Grit and Deep Work, really impacted my life, and I recommend this combination to you guys as well. Alright guys, so that was all for today's video. I really hope that you all enjoyed this video and found it valuable. If you did, then definitely like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments which book you will pick and which was the recommendation that actually helped you a lot in figuring out your next read, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.